I opened up the interview with Reggie, and I talked about Cade Cunningham with 46 shots, and but it came in a win, and I asked him the most shots that he ever took in a game in his career.
It's the most points I ever scored in a game, 57 versus Charlotte, and I believe I took 27 shots. And I was literally exhausted after that game. But that was nothing. When you look at like MJ, Kobe, Carmelo, those volume scores, they put up a lot of attempts. I was more on the efficiency side. I think during the course of a game, if I got up 18 shots, I thought that was pretty good because few of those were threes. I was getting to the free throw lines. That's how I got my, 22 to 30 was just being a little bit more efficient.
I got you with 29 shots in that game.
29. Okay. 29 in that game. 29.
Yeah.
Okay.
16
exhausted.
To 29. Yeah.
Exhausted.
Well, that's what I tell people when I would see Iverson, as small as he is, but he had to put up at least 25 shots a game. That was their offense went through him. I don't know how, Mike and Kobe, those guys who you knew they had to shoot, they knew they had to shoot, and to put up those shots every single night. I mean, imagine if I said to you, you got to put up 29 shots a game.
No way. There's just no way. I mean, people don't understand the physical toll it takes to score at an elite level in the NBA. Now, granted, and think about this. He had 45 field goal attempts. Remember, Cade got fouled on a few shots too. So that easily could have been like 50 field goal attempts that he was attempting. And this is coming off a game the night before. So think about the exhaustion that he's going through. He took a hard foul in that game. But at the end of the day, you highlighted this. They won the game in overtime. And what a game that was. I think they're up to 7 games in a row now. It's one of those sneaky stories in this Eastern Conference that really no one is talking about because they got off to such a slow start this season.
Kobe took 50 shots. That was his last game, I think, against the Jets. 50.
Wow. People don't understand.
At the end of his career, he's taken 50 against the Jets.
Achilles injury.
Yes.
Last game of your, you know what? But that I can see because, look, if I'm going to go out, this is my last game. This is my target goal. 50. I'm going for 50 field goal attempts.
By the way, what's wrong with your Pacers?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay, but still.
They've had a lot of injuries.
Okay.
It's been a very, very difficult start to the season for Rick Carlisle and the Pacers. Look, it wasn't going to be easy. And, judging from that first game when Nembhard went down versus the OKC Thunder, they've had a rash of injuries. And look, they are a team that when they're whole, they're great. When there's a few parts missing in the Maserati, it's like a Pinto.
Oh, a Pinto.
That's old school. Right? You remember those Pinto cars?
Oh, I do. What's the worst car you ever drove?
Ooh. Remember those Dodge Suzukis, I believe it was? Corey Gaines, my roommate at UCLA, he let me drive his Dodge Suzuki occasionally.
Wait, that's what they were paying players at UCLA?
They weren't paying players. His parents they had a little bit of money, so he let me drive his Dodge Suzuki.
We're talking to Reggie Miller. He'll be on the call with Mike Tirico tonight, and it's the Celtics and the Sixers. Where is Joel Embiid now? Like, is physically, because I know they got one of the best backcourts, but Embiid is the key.
He's the key, and he's still on a minutes restriction. I think they're hovering him around 25 or 26, and I think that's going to be the master plan going forward for this season. I think you've heard or you've seen a few comments that he's come out and said, look, I'd rather stay home and not play if you're going to keep me on this minutes restriction. I think the Sixers are in the situation, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you increase his minutes now and he gets hurt, everyone's going to jump up in arms and be like, well, we told you to put him on a minutes restriction. And if he's on a minutes restriction, you've got the player, Embiid, crying about playing more minutes. This is the safe approach because, Dan, you know this, he's injury prone, right? And you want to have the most healthiest version of Joel Embiid come April and May, because we haven't seen that over the last several seasons. Heck, we haven't even seen Paul George this year.
Yeah.
So we don't know what versions of the Sixers we're going to see. You just mentioned this. They do have one of the best backcourts. In fact, they're leading all backcourts in scoring between Edgecombe and Maxey. So I know what I'm getting there, but you're right. If Embiid is healthy, and to me, this is what the approach I would take if I'm Nick Nurse and I am the staff of the Sixers. Once the All-Star breaks, I would take this approach all the way up to the All-Star break. Once the All-Star break goes, every game after that, it increases 1 to 2 minutes. So by the time, because you only play about 25 to 30 games after the All-Star break, I would increase his usage 1 to 2 minutes every game. And by the end of the regular season, he's up to 34, 35, which that's kind of what you would want. And then you would hope he's in good enough shape come playoff time when the level goes through the roof that he's ready to go. But I need him healthy in the end, and he hasn't shown that he can do that. So keep him on the minutes restriction.
Jeff Teague on his podcast got into a discussion about Joker versus Shaq. How would they do against each other? They were talking about Shaq in Orlando would dominate Joker, but Joker with Shaq after that, Joker, because he's inside, outside, that he would probably drive Shaq crazy.
Okay, let me first start saying, are we playing in today's rules or are we playing in Shaq's rules in the 90s and early 2000s? Like, which one do we get to do? Does Shaq get to get it in the post and turn and, this was Shaq's favorite move and he got away with it. Today's game, he wouldn't be able to get away with that. So which rules are we playing with?
Okay, if you said, let's play today's rules, and I got Shaq at his peak and Joker at his peak, who you got?
I think Shaq dominates in any era. Let me start by saying that.
Okay.
So it wouldn't matter. I just think they would put Shaq in a gazillion pick and rolls in today's game and get him out of the paint. Shaq would have to cover more paint. Now, I do agree Orlando Shaq, who was nimble and skinnier and could run all day, I think he would thrive. I still think the most dominant of Shaq, when he was in LA and much bigger, he would still have an effect on the game. How would he do versus Joker? I mean, I would love it. I would love to see. I'm still going with big fella. Look, Shaq, he denied me on a lot of occasions. I never got a chance to play against the Joker, but the Joker, this boy is bad. I think he's already one of the top, 4 or 5 centers, in my opinion. Kareem, Shaq. I mean, you could throw Wilt in there. Moses Malone. Now, are we considering Hakeem a center? Because to me, if I was doing an all-time team, Hakeem would be my power forward.
Yeah, I have to put him at center.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Joker's in that conversation. No question.
But you would take Shaq over him, Hakeem over him?
I would take Shaq. I'm taking Kareem. Then you got to start thinking where Joker falls in.
Joker makes it look easy.
Yeah.
And he could have played back in the 90s because he's a big guy. And, he would take you to the – see, Shaq never would guard Joker. They wouldn't let Shaq guard Joker.
Here's my argument why I love the Joker. Because every time I see big fella, Shaq, he always says Rick Smits gave him fits. So if Rick Smits at 7'4" gave him fits, then what would Joker do?
Oh,
don't you think?
Yeah, yes.
Right. So if telling me always, oh my God, Rick Smits, I just had no answer for him. So if he's saying that about Rick, and Rick was unbelievable, don't get me wrong, love me, Rick. But what would Joker do to him then if that was the case? You know, Shaq gets kind of caught up at times in his feelings because, you know, he gets caught in his feelings at times because, look, Joker is a three-time MVP,
Three-time
MVP. He's won a chip. See, the only thing that's missing now from his resume,
another title.
Our title. If he gets another title or two, then the conversation is really valid, because we know Shaq has 4.
So is Shaq trying to state his case like a preemptive, hey, before you put Joker ahead of me, don't forget what I did?
Exactly.
Okay.
But we'll never forget Shaq. I will certainly never forget Shaq and what he did to my beloved Pacers.
The Mavericks situation, now they're chanting fire Nico. Why can't they be patient there in Dallas? That you do have guys that are injured coming back, but now you want Nico, you wanted him out, then you win the lottery, you get Cooper Flag, and everything's great, and now you're not playing well, and now they want to fire the GM.
Well, because they expected Cooper to have a Victor Wembanyama rookie season, and it hasn't been quite that. The injuries, Anthony Davis has been hurt. Obviously, no Kyrie all season. It's going to be hard to judge this team until Kyrie and AD get back.
AD looks pretty big. Have you seen him?
Yes, he does.
He's a big man.
Well, what's going on in Dallas? Because that's what they used to say about Luka.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah. Imagine how much you would have weighed if you played in Dallas.
Good Lord. Like, is that Texas barbecue really that good?
You would have been Rick Mahorn, you know? Yeah.
Look, I mean, Klay is struggling shooting the basketball. So, look, this team is hard to judge until Jason Kidd can get them all together and they start playing. But the problem with that is you're in the Western Conference. There's no time, to figure it out. You've got to hit the ground rolling in the Western Conference. So, look, they're always going to be chanting fire Nico. They were doing that last season. And then you look at Luka and what the Lakers are doing. So, of course, that kind of adds a little bit of fuel to it.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe Klay's in love. Maybe that's what's
There's nothing wrong with being in love.
Oh, right? I know, but maybe it's affected his game, Who's he going out with? Nicki Minaj? Is that who he's going out with?
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, there you go. Look, come on, your pop culture. You should know this.
Megan Thee
Stallion.
Is it Thee?
Yes, The Stallion.
Okay, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes, she's a lovely, lovely girl from what I understand and hear.
Of course.
And we all love Klay. I love me some Klay Thompson. He'll turn it around. Shoot or shoot.
Oh, by the way, I saw the video where you were shooting was that a couple of days ago?
Yes, it was.
It was like 6.
People think I'm looking for a 10-day.
No.
I am. No, I'm not looking.
That was impressive.
I just wanted the people to understand that, and you and I talk about this all the time. That will be the last thing that will ever leave me. I can always shoot. So if someone's going to tell me to shoot, come on, man. I can do that all day. That's easy.
Have fun tonight. Tell Mike Tirico we said hello.
We love us some Michael Tirico.
See you, bud.
Thank you, Theodore.
Reggie Miller, once again, that was before Nico Harrison was fired. The Mavericks have fired their general manager.